Thank you, Program Director, Executive Mayor, in absentia, other mayors and executive mayors present here, speakers, officials of various municipalities, officials from the National Department and facilitators from the agency, Medcovis. It's indeed a great opportunity to share with the leadership of municipalities, among other things, our concerns in relation to their staff establishment. The fact of the matter is that it is clear that most of the municipalities are still experiencing some serious challenges in trying to realize this. And today's theme says that this training on the MSFR is a game changer towards building a capable, ethical, and development state. And for one to achieve that, definitely we need a responsive administration. So a responsive administration, it has to be properly instituted. So if we're not going to do that, we're not even going to move an inch to arrive at the theme. So the theme tries to encourage all of you to move towards ensuring that you firstly establish your staff in a manner in which it becomes responsive and gearing up to the theme. So these 3 days that you will be here, I hope all of you will really put your time and effort to ensure that when you go back, you implement properly what is expected of all of us to do, so that all of us must then comply. For far too long, Free State in relation to local government, it's always in the public for wrong reasons. Whether it's AG or in the public for wrong reasons. Whether it's the fight against corruption, we seem to be in love with corruption. So now it is this one, the staff establishment, who are really lagging behind. I've already got some synopsis on how municipalities have tried to move towards staff establishment. And I can tell you the picture is still gloom. We are not at the pace where one would have wanted us to be. So, speakers and mayors and executive mayors, you are being called today to ensure that you also prioritize among your agenda item the issue of municipal staff regulation, so that you put up with speed, number one, filling in vacant positions, particularly critical vacant positions. There are still municipalities that are still struggling with filling in such positions as MMs, such positions as CFOs, and other typical managers. So it's going to be very much difficult for them to even think about the municipal staff regulation if you don't have people, the warm bodies in those positions. That's number one. Number two, most of the municipalities have been failing, to just review your structures, the organic structures. So it's important that as and when you talk about the staff regulation, you also look at what do you have in the structure. Do you have people that are actually going to be purposeful in relation to the new Municipal Staff Regulations Act? So those are some of the issues that you will be expected to contribute positively in this training. The nice thing about training, it's not about facilitators but yourself as participants. So you are expected to bring solutions. You are expected to propose possible solutions to the problems that you are having. Other than that, it is our responsibility as individual municipalities to ensure that our administration is that one that is responsive, in order to ensure that we become, as a municipality now, a game changer. We just don't talk about the staff, but the municipality become a game changer towards building a capable, ethical, and development state. So this is what we must become as municipalities, but only if we've got an appropriate and accountable staff. And that staff we are expected to establish as municipalities. There are a number of challenges that we know municipalities are faced with. Some are just being flagged by the AG, some are flagged by SARS, some are flagged by even national departments, and some we are aware of them as individual municipalities. These are the things that we are meeting, the challenges that we are meeting every day. But we are now expected that we oil and sharpen our staff so that we are able to overcome those challenges. The challenges give us an opportunity to come together to reflect and take a conscious decisions on how are we going to solve them. We can't run away from challenges and we can't hide from such challenges. So we are expected, therefore, to move with speed, conscious within the legal framework to ensure that at least we establish our staff so that they then become responsive. The program director have already indicated that there are efforts and there are initiatives that we have taken to try and support, and this is one of them. So I'm hopeful that as and when this program and training ends, we will have at least having some tools to go and work better to ensure that we meet the deadlines, we meet all the requirements that we are expected to meet in relation to the municipal staff regulations. Lastly, I will be failing if I won't emphasize what we've been told and what we've made our point as the department, that we are so wishing and hopeful that number one, municipalities, all of you, in this financial year, will be able to present annual financial statements. I know there are areas where other municipalities are still struggling, but colleagues, we have taken a decision that we are not going to waste time in presenting annual financial statements. So with whatever that we have, please just ensure that we meet all the deadlines and present our annual financial statement. Number two, we are working tirelessly to ensure that we help you to clean your audits. So that in future, there shouldn't be an excuse that our municipalities still found themselves in a qualified audit opinions. We need to move away from qualified opinions to unqualified opinions. And we can only do that if we work together and admit where we have our own weaknesses and ensure that we overcome such weaknesses. The last one is the issue of the cleanliness of your towns. We've taken a conscious decision that this one is the low-hanging fruit that municipalities can do. So I'm emphasizing it because leadership does not seem to be taking it very serious. We have targeted 4 areas for each and every municipality, with the district municipality helping and other departments will be coming in through the DTL. We have targeted what we call the downtowns. The downtowns is where you found most informal business people are seated together, and most of those areas through all our municipalities, they are untidy. If we can talk, the truth is that they are not even seeming to be clean anymore. It's business as usual. People are now used to such areas that these areas are not clean. So we've taken a conscious decision that mayors, executive mayors, must start now to take steps and lead in trying to ensure that those informal business areas that we found in our CBDs are being cleaned. Number 2, we've said all municipalities must focus on graveyards. The fact of the matter is that from me here until the last person, the graveyards are the lasting place where we enjoy our eternity. So you can't have those areas not being clean. But secondly, because these are the areas that are visited every week by our people. And the picture of the municipality is always being reflected by how we treat those who have passed on. So, and also by how we are treating the grave sites. So we need really to look at those areas and start to do everything to ensure that all graveyards are clean, so that we change the perception within communities that municipalities are not doing anything. Because when you go around and ask people, why are you not paying CFCs? Sometimes people say, have you been to the graveyard? You think I must pay those people when our tombstone has been destroyed by the animals because there's no ring fencing within municipalities. So these are just small things, but they've got a very great impact to our people. We've also said the third place that we must focus on is taxi ranks. Almost all our taxi ranks are not clean. But here we want to normalize a relationship between ourselves and taxi association so that we begin to have a serious campaign to ensure that those taxi ranks are also clean. Because that's why, those areas where we know that our people will always go, those are the most important areas. Then the last area is the open space in all municipalities. They've been turned into dumping sites. We are not doing anything. And communities are saying we are dumping because municipalities are failing to take a refuse on their deadlines. So every time when we got these things, we have to dump somewhere. So we are calling upon municipalities to really, as and when you fix all these things, but also look at those lower hanging fruits that we can fix together, working with communities, working with business people and other departments to ensure that at least we are doing these things. But that also need a fully fledged staff that has been regularized by this the workshop that is going to be here. So for all of us to ensure that we achieve those things, we really need to focus on these things, and then when we go back, try by all means to implement these things. So I wish you all the best. I wish you all the luck. I wanted to be here for these coming 3 days, but unfortunately, as you are aware that even today we still have the workshop with SIU, and I'm also heading a department that has been a common friend to the SIU human settlement. So honestly, I'm not going to rest. I'm just moving to another engagement. The premier just indicated that Mr. Makume will arrive late, so I must join that meeting. But all of the best. Should there be time during the course of these 3 days, I may come back just to come and observe as to how far have we went. I'm not entirely impressed by time management, but also by attendance. Something that we need to improve. We can't, when the meeting is being suggested for 9, let's all arrive at 9. There's a reason why people who are preparing are put this time. It must not be your choice as an attendee that I'm going to arrive at 11 or 12, and when there are no compelling reasons to arrive late. That's the first thing. The second thing, we can't just nilly-nally absent ourselves from such events. How are you going to implement, how are you going to move with speed, move with other municipalities when you don't avail yourself, when there are these empowerment training programs? So we really need to take ourselves serious. I know now I'm talking to the converted people who are here, but because they are friends to ourselves, we really need to pass the message that the MEC is not impressed with the time management, but also because of their absence. I would also want to get that report so that I can individually write and find from themselves why they did not really avail themselves for these 3 days, or even only for 1 day, just to get a sense, so that people must start to take themselves serious. You know, investors, they judge not because of the opportunity, but because of the conduct of the leadership. So the leadership conduct is very much key. Even communities around, they judge us because of the conduct. You know, Stone will tell you, we once led the SRC. How we changed the perception of the student was how we conducted ourselves. They knew that those funny students would make silly things at school. But immediately when we were assigned with the responsibility of leading the SRC, we started to change our conduct, and the whole school started to follow us. So leadership is very much influential. So start now to take yourself serious so that your communities and people who want to support you, they will also take you serious. By those few words, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.